Hello everyone, in this video I will be discussing about the problems on design. So here we will be designing the tension member. So this will be the procedure. So always while designing anything in the steel, first you need to calculate the area of the section required. So once the section is chosen, next we will be going for connection and detailing. So these are the regular steps. When you are going for connection and when you are going for regular bolts, you have to calculate shear capacity as well as bearing capacity. So once we get these two, we will be getting the bolt value. So based on that and based on the load acting, we will be calculating the number of bolts, and then we will be going for detailing first, because in order to perform these checks, detailing is required. So once the second step is done, we will be going for checks. So we will be checking for yield, rupture and block, and also we will be checking for slenderness ratio. And this is a formula to calculate the slenderness ratio: 0.85 times of length of the member divided by radius, minimum radius of gyration. And this value should not be greater than 180 when the wind loads are not acting on the section, and it should not be greater than 350 when the wind loads are acting on the section. So this is a procedure for design of tension member. The first problem: design a tie member consisting of single angle section. So design a tie member consisting of single angle section. So to carry a working tensile load of 150 kN, that means it is not a factored load, you have to factor it, using bolted connection with M18 bolts of grade 5.6, and also check for slenderness ratio if the length of the member is 2 meters. So here he is asking you to design a tension member, and also he is saying that you have to use an angle section, particularly only one angle section, and the load acting on this section is 150 kN unfactored load, and you have to go for bolted connection with 18 mm dia bolts of grade 5.6. so these are ordinary bolts, and also we are asked to check for slenderness ratio where the length of member is 2 meters. So first step is getting the area of the section required. So we will be using this formula here. So in this formula we are having gross area. So using this formula we will be calculating the gross or area required for the section. So if it is interchanged now, so Ag will be equal to TDG into gamma m naught by Fy. See, TDG is nothing but the load acting here. The unfactored load acting is 150, so factor it will be 225, and gamma m naught is 1.1 and Fy is 250. So now the required area, the gross area for an angle section, particularly one angle section, is 990 mm square. So now we have to increase it by 30%. So if you increase it by 30%, then now the new area required will be 1287 mm square. So you are aware that you have to use angle section. Equal or unequal, it is left to you. Now we obtained the area. So now we have to refer steel table, and you have to choose an angle section whose area matches with this value, or it might be more than this value also. But the angle which you are going to choose, its area should not be less than this particular value. So now if you refer steel table for unequal angle section, so I will be going for unequal angle section, so that we will be having less shear lag width. So it's a required area. So I will be going with 175.8. That means the area will be 13.36 centimeter square or 1336 mm square. So required area was 1287 mm square. So I will be choosing 175.8. So unequal angle. So the provided area will be 1336 mm square. So we are done with first step, that is finding out the area required for the section we are going to design. So we will be going with ISA 175.8 mm angle, which is an unequal angle. So next step will be connection and detailing. So first I will be calculating shear capacity. So here the angle will be connected to a gusset plate. So if the thickness of the gusset plate is mentioned, well and good, or else you have to assume the thickness of gusset plate. The angle section is ready. We have chosen the angle section, it is 175.8. So thickness of this angle leg is 8 mm. So assuming that the thickness of gusset plate is 12 mm, if you compare with the 12 and 8 mm, the least will be 8 mm. So it is similar to lap joint. So T will be 8 mm. So NN will be assuming it as 1, That means one shear plane will be passing through threaded portion of the bolt, and there will be no shear plane in the shank portion. So diameter of the bolt is mentioned, you have to take 18 mm dia bolts. So adding the clearance from table 19, the diameter of bolt hole will be 20 mm. So pitch and edge is not mentioned. If it is mentioned, the same value is to be maintained. If it is not mentioned, pitch and edge should be calculated for minimum values. So minimum value of pitch is 2.5 times of D. So 2.5 times of diameter of bolt 18, and it will be equal to 45 mm. And edge distance minimum value is 1.5 times of DH, and that will be 1.5 times of diameter of bolt hole is 20, so it will be equal to 30 mm. So grade is given as 5.6. So the ultimate tensile stress of bolt will be 500 Newton per mm square, and that of plate will be always 410. If it is mentioned, the same value to be used. If it is not mentioned, by default this value is 410 Newton per mm square. So once you are done with this, you will be calculating the shear capacity as well as bearing capacity. So among these two, we will be getting the bolt value as 45.83 kN. So next step we will be calculating the number of bolts. So number of bolts is given by load by bolt value. So load acting factored load is 225 and the bolt value is 45.83. So the required bolts will be 4.9. That means we will be going with 5 bolts. The next immediate step is detailing. So this is a gusset plate, you assume it as 12 mm thick, and this is the angle you have chosen based on the required area, that is 100, 75 and 8 mm. And the number of bolts to be provided is 5 with a pitch of 45, edge of 30. And these two values 60 and 40 are obtained from SP61. I have explained it in the previous video how to get these two values. So from this bottom till center it is 60 and the remaining out of 100 is 40 at the top. So this will be the cross section. So this is a gusset plate and this is the angle, and this is WL, that is 60, obtained from SP6 part 1. So we are going with unequal angle, so always the longer leg will be used for connection. That means the leg which is connected is of length 100 mm, the outstand leg is 75 and the thickness is 10. So next step will be checking. So checking will start up with TDG, AGFI by gamma m0. See gross area. Here you have to substitute the area of 175.8. That is the provided area I have to substitute here. 1336. Fy is 250. Gamma m0 is 1.1. So the TDG will be getting 303.68 kilonewton. So how do you decide that it is safe or not? See TDG, that means the strength of this particular angle, ISA 175 by 8 mm, can take a load of 303.68 kilonewton without yielding. That's the meaning. So now the load acting is 225 and the capacity is 303.68. Hence the chosen angle is safe to yielding. So there are two checks remaining. Let's move on to the next check. Strength due to rupture of critical section. So you are using angles now. So you have to use the formula given in page number 33. So once again here I have to calculate ANC, AG0 and beta first. ANC is the net area of connected leg, that is given by L. L is nothing but from the length of connected leg from this particular point till here. So I told you earlier that the areas should be calculated for legs from this particular point to this point. Even for outstand leg also you have to calculate the area for length from this particular point till here. So going back to ANC, net area of connected leg. So L stands for the total length of the connected leg, that is 100, minus that deduct the diameter of bolt hole, that is 20, and you have to deduct this distance from this particular center line till this, and it will be equal to T by 2. So this will give you the length of the net length of connected leg into thickness will give you net area of connected leg, that is 608 mm square. Similarly, gross area of outstand leg, AG0 is nothing but gross area of outstand leg. So first, that means once again you have to calculate the net length from this particular point till here, and then multiply with thickness, you will be getting the gross area of outlet. So W is nothing but 75 in this case, minus this particular length you have to deduct, because we need the area from this particular point till here. The only reason why I are deducting these two thicknesses is, so once you consider the point from here to here, and once again for calculating this area, I will be calculating from this point till here, the area will be overlapping. In order to avoid that, we will be deducting half of it, half of the thicknesses. So similarly, the total length of outstanding leg is 75 minus half of thickness. The thickness is 8, so 8 by 2 into the thickness will be 8 mm. So AG0 will be this value over here. So next you have to calculate beta here. It is given in this formula here. So W stands for the length of outstanding leg, that is 75, and T is 8, Fy is 250, Fu is 410. The shear lag width you have to calculate from this figure with taking the help of this formula which is given in page 33, Bs by Lc. Lc is nothing but the distance between the two outermost bolts from this center to this center over here. So it will be equal to 180 in this case. So Lc will be 180. Shear lag width using this formula, W plus WL minus T. That means from this particular point along this center line till here, it's W plus WL. Why minus T? Because this thickness is calculated twice while adding W plus WL. So W plus WL minus T. This is the shear lag width, and that is equal to 127. So beta you are getting 1.09, which is greater than or equal to 0.7, and it is less than or equal to 1.44. So this value is good. You can go with this value of beta. So once you substitute in this, you will be getting 320.19. That means this particular angle section will not rupture till this load. But the load acting is 225. So the design is safe due to rupture and also due to yielding. The last check which is left out is block shear. If you take this angle with a single row of bolts, so this is how it fails. So this particular portion will be separated as a block. So one shear plane and one tension plane. So here I have to calculate AVG, AVN, ATG and ATN. So AVG is given by LV into T. So LV is nothing but the length of shear plane from this particular point till here. It is 45 into 4 plus 30, and it will be equal to 210. And thickness of angle leg is 8 mm. And N stands for number of shear planes. So here I have only one shear plane, so N will be equal to 1. So AVG will be 1680 mm square. So similarly AVN given by AVG minus N into DH into T. So AVG is this value minus number of shear planes is once again 1, and DH is 20, T is 8. What is this 4.5? Is the number of bolt holes participating along this shear plane. So 1 full, 2 full, 3 full, 4 full and half. So it will be equal to 4.5. So even is 960 mm square. Similarly ATG is given by LT into T. So LT is nothing but length of tension plane, and it is equal to 40, and the thickness of angle leg is 8. So ATG will be 320 mm square, and ATN is nothing but ATG minus N into DH into T. So ATG is 320, and its number of tension plane is 1, and the bolt holes participating is 0.5. The half of the bolt hole is participating, so 0.5 into DH is 20 into 8. So you will be getting ATN as 240 mm square. So if we calculate TDB1 and TDB2, actually there are two formulas. I'll be calling it as TDB1 and TDB2. So TDB1 you are getting 291.29, which is also greater than 225, the actual load acting. And TDB2 is not calculated here. If you calculate, it will be equal to 236.34 kilonewton, and this value is also greater than 225. So with respect to yielding of cross section, rupture on critical section and block shear, this angle section which you have chosen, which you have designed, is safe. The last check remaining is slenderness ratio, that is a lambda I have to calculate is LE by R minimum. So LE for this particular is 0.85. Effective length, L is nothing but effective length. So effective length is always 0.85 times of L. So the length of the member is given in the question, that is 2 meters. So that is substituted over here. And in denominator I have to substitute R minimum, that is radius of gyration. Values will be available in steel table for this 100, 75 and 8. So out of those values, minimum value should be substituted here. So if you refer a steel table for ISA 100, 75, 8, you are having 3 radius of gyration values. and the least one you have to substitute here. So let's go back to the steel table. You can see here in the steel table for 100, 75 and 8 is the second line. So these are the radius of gyration values. So out of these 4 values you have to choose the least value, and the least value should be substituted in the denominator. So out of those least values you substituted here 1.59 into 10 raised to 3. So that is in centimeter, you have to substitute in mm here. So lambda is 106.918. It should not be greater than 180, or it should not be greater than 350. It should not be greater than 180 when the wind loads are not acting on the section, and should not be greater than 350 when the wind loads are acting on the section. So this particular case is not mentioned in the question, so make sure that it is not greater than 180. So the lambda is well within the limits, so our design is safe with respect to slenderness ratio also. So next problem, you are asked to design a tie member to carry an axial load of 400 kilonewton, which is a working load, using double angles on either side of the gusset plate with M20 friction type of bolts of grade 10.9, and the thickness of gusset plate is 16 mm. So here also we are going to design a tension member. Tie member is nothing but a tension member using angle section. It says that you have to use 2 angles on either side of the gusset plate. That means gusset plate will be sandwiched between the 2 angles which are placed back to back, and the axial load acting here is 400 kilonewton, and is also mentioning that it is a working load, so you have to factor it. And the bolt, to be used are M20 of friction type of bolts. Friction type of the bolts is nothing but HSFG bolts of grade 10.9. So even this term friction type of bolts is not used. You have to judge that it is a friction type of bolts based on the grade provided here. So anything with 8.8 and above are treated as a friction type of bolts or HSFG bolts. And here in this problem, thickness of gusset plate is also mentioned, and it is 16 mm. So going with the first step, we have to calculate the area of the section required. So using this formula, we will be working out AG. So TDG, the axial load given working load is 400. So it is factored here. Gamma m naught is 1.1 and Fy is 250. So the gross area will be 2640 mm square for 2 angles combined. So the area which we get here is for 2 angles combined. For safety reasons, we will be increasing it by 30%. So the new area will be 3432 mm square. So now we will be referring steel table to match an angle section whose area matches with this. But you have to be careful here. So this area is for 2 angles combined, and we will be looking at the properties in the steel table for single angle section. So this is the area for 2 angles combined. So area of one angle will be half of it, and that will be equal to 1716 mm square. So now you have to refer steel table, equal or unequal angle. Preferably go for unequal angle always, so that the shear lag width will be less and your check will be good, or the check will be passed. So going for unequal angle or equal angle is left to you. So now with this area for single angle section, you have to refer steel table and choose an angle section whose area matches with this value, or it can be greater than this value, but you have to make sure that the angle section which you are going to choose for single angle should not be less than this particular value. So now I will be going with ISA 150 75 8 mm. Let's check that in the steel table. So for 150 75 and 8, the sectional area is 17.42 centimeter square, and this is for single angle section. So that is for single angle section. So for 2 angles combined, the provided area will be 3484. So required was 3432. The provided is 3484 with 2 angles of ISA 150 75 8 mm.